The plaster surrogates could not only be paintings, they could be your high school diploma, they could be a picture of your grandmother, anything in a frame. The origin of the plaster surrogates and the surrogate paintings had to do with becoming interested in the context in which paintings are shown. The idea of a painting being part of a set of a lot of other things we call collectibles. And I wanted to focus on the context of the things we save and put on walls and put on tabletops and put on the top of our fireplace and so forth, of things that we collect. But I didn't want to be specific. I didn't want to make a specific painting and have that represent all paintings. It had to be a very, very neutral painting, like a sign, so that you didn't have to think about looking into it, but you could think about the larger picture of how we hang rectangles on our walls. And it was part of a whole series of works I did that involved exploring into different kinds of objects that we collect, kind of like an anthropological exploration. These are the plaster surrogates on the wall here. The surrogate paintings were made from wood and took much longer to make. I had to paint them many, many times to get the texture. I went on for, close to 10 years working on that plaster surrogates project, making them all different sizes, all different colors, different frame colors, and different types of installations, sometimes filling the whole gallery. Like this particular color, the all gray. I was looking at a black and white photo of some that I had painted with brown frames, but it was looking black and white and gray, so I thought, I'm going to do one that looks like a photo of this one. So when you walk into the room, it's as if you're walking into a photograph. When I started out making the wooden ones, I made sure everyone had a different measurement. But when I decided to make the molds, I wanted them all to be different sizes, of course. So I made a special set to be the model for the molds. And that was in 1982, and I made 20 different size molds. Everything I did after that came from those same 20 molds. And then I would put them into larger collections, like this collection of 480. That's the largest collection I ever made. But there were, collections of 8. And often it would be based on the quantity of molds. Like 480 is a multiple of 8, because there are only 8 sizes in this. But then I would mix 40 different shades of gray or something, and then I'd have different colors of white for the mat. So if I had 10 colors of white and 60 colors of gray or whatever, then you could make hundreds and hundreds without ever repeating the color combination. I didn't want anybody to say, oh, these are just copies, they're all the same. I wanted to make sure that even while they kind of implied and leaned in towards the idea of quantity production or mass production, if you really were paying attention, you'd see, oh, wait a minute, they're not all the same. There are no two alike. I love having my collection of plaster surrogates here in the permanent collection. Usually what I do is I crowd a room, and this area is so big, there's no way I could make these go wall to wall or crowd the room. So then it becomes like a single collection, isolated, and I had never seen a large group installed that way. And usually there's so many of these in this collection, it has to go around a corner, in a gallery. But to see it displayed as if it were some kind of monument, it's kind of spooky for me and exciting and pleasing. It's pretty common that I think of these objects as sculptures, not paintings, as if they were sculptures of paintings. I think that's especially made clearer in a room filled with sculptures.